Good evening, Belize. Tonight, fuel prices jump again, marking the fourth increase this year, and drivers are feeling the squeeze at the pump. A major shift at the Belize Central Prison. New leadership takes over after more than 2 decades at the helm. A deadly shooting in Unitedville sparks a rapid police manhunt across Cayo, ending with arrests and weapons recovered. And in the north, a massive drug bust brings fresh attention to Corazon's role in regional trafficking. Plus, momentum builds inside cabinet for a public sex offenders registry, what it could mean for safety and accountability nationwide. These stories and more right now on News 5.
Mother's May. Celebrate the woman who makes the house feel like home all month long. Great deals like 15% off bathroom and kitchen fixtures from Moen, Hansgrohe, and Duraflow. Plus 15% off Hispasensa tiles, Stormguard windows, and 40% off Sunlight windows. And 15% off Berger paints and huge savings on clearance colors. So come in to Habet and Abet or Brothers Abet, call us or WhatsApp us today and make this Mother's May one to remember. Happy Mother's Day to all marvelous moms.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Wednesday, May 20th. I am Sabrina Daly. Fuel prices are climbing again, marking the fourth increase this year, and drivers are feeling it. Costs vary by location, but prices are rising and quickly. The Prime Minister says global pressures are to blame, adding that government measures are helping keep prices from climbing even higher. But with the cost of living already squeezing households, many are asking how much more they can take and whether current relief efforts can hold. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
Boss man, this gas price very high, boss man, very high. You know they happen, they cut it at all, man.
Fuel prices jumped again overnight, the fourth hike this year, and what you pay depends on where you fill up. In Belize City, diesel stands at $14.84 and regular gas now stands at $14.83 per gallon, while premium is $14.53. Head south to Punta Gorda and the spike hits harder. Diesel climbs to $15.80, regular to $15.10, and premium to $14.79. Prime Minister John Brisenia says prices would be even higher if government hadn't cut taxes, absorbing the hit in lost revenue.
What we've been doing is trying to cut the taxes on fuel. As of now, we've given up about $80 million in revenues. That's $80 million that's already been programmed within the budget.
Fuel prices at the pump come down to 3 key factors: landed cost, taxes, and margins. The biggest driver, landed costs, covering freight, insurance, and port fees. Then comes government taxes like GST and excise duty, followed by commercial margins for delivery, wholesalers, and dealers. At the start of the year, a gallon of premium fuel cost $12.28. By mid-April, it jumped to $14.61, a $2.33 increase. The main culprit is the landed cost, which surged from $4.85 to $8.12. Meanwhile, margins edged up slightly and taxes actually dropped. much was cut in this previous, most recent?
I think we cut about $1. I don't have the exact numbers, but the point is that we continue to cut.
No man, the government they get rich. More millionaire. We carry no millionaire, but they get more money for we. You know, he used to talk, but in Barrow, he do worse.
Historical data adds fuel to the debate. Back in August 2012, premium fuel peaked at $12.97 under the Barrow administration, driven by global prices. Landed cost then, $7.68, was close to today's levels. But taxes were much lower at $3.67, with margins at $1.62. That comparison has critics arguing government can cut taxes even more. Prime Minister John Briceño, however, says tax relief isn't limited to fuel alone.
We have decided as a government, we've already made a number of decisions in seeing where we can cut goods and services to be able to try to balance the budget. There are different ways that we want to look, but one thing that we're not going to compromise is in the social services, in providing grocery bags for the most needed, the housing, the land, education.
And the bigger question tonight is whether these tax cuts will become unsustainable in the long term, as prices at the pump are increasing faster than the average household income. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Fuel prices aren't the only issue stirring frustration tonight. Dealers say they're feeling the squeeze too. There's growing concern over newly adjusted commercial margins, with reports that long-standing rates, unchanged for nearly 2 decades, have been cut significantly. Dealers argue they weren't consulted, and now they're questioning how the changes will impact their bottom line.
Fuel dealers were notified yesterday that their margin was being reduced by government. They are saying this is a unilateral and that a 2004 agreement with the government required that both sides agree to any change to the formula in writing. Can you comment?
I'm not aware of that 2004 agreement, but what has happened that in 2004, the government then decided to set the margin based on the cost of fuel. So the higher the cost, the more the margin increase. And so there has been, because the price of fuel has been going up, their margins continue to go up, and all of us have to take a cut. Because when their margin increase, who pay for that? The consumers. So if they can cut a little bit, and by setting their margin on a flat rate, and then we are cutting the tax, all of us are doing a little bit, whatever bit we can, to be able to hold on the increase of price or an increase in fuel as best as we possibly can.
Some of the dealers want to strike because they say the margin is too little. Will government enter into discussions with them?
Well, we as a government, we are always ready to listen. We believe that dialogue is the best way to go, and we want to. They want to meet, to be able to meet with the government. Of course, we're prepared to meet with them.
At Tuesday's UDP's press conference, Mesopotamia Area Representative Lee Mark Chang criticized the Briceño administration over the cost of living. Chang says rising fuel and food prices are hitting working-class families hard. He argues that while the Briceño administration boasts a lower inflation rate, the national debt continues to rise.
The most recent report showed national inflation rate at 1.9% as of March 2026. And while the government may say inflation is low or under control, Belizeans know the real truth on the ground. With dollar not stretched as far as before. So what is driving inflation? According to the SIB, the biggest drivers are fuel prices, food prices, electricity costs, which has gone up early this year. Ladies and gentlemen, inflation is not just a statistic. It means higher grocery bill, higher transportation costs, higher utility bills, literally everything higher, putting more pressure on working families. Each one away in here, every one away, including the baby were born today, were owe over $11,000 because of the national debt. Anybody ever do the calculation yet? You owe $11,000 as a bond.
The United Democratic Party says it will continue to hold the Bressenu administration to task and challenge its policies on rising costs. Coming up, authorities roll out a nationwide push to crack down on unsafe helmets and save lives on the road.
Belize's economy perform in 2025, and what is the outlook for 2026? Belize's economy is estimated to have grown by 2.7% in 2025, following a strong post-pandemic recovery. However, growth is expected to moderate to 2% in 2026 due to global challenges, including the conflict in the Middle East. Disruptions in oil and gas supplies have pushed up global energy prices, increasing the cost of imported fuels. Higher fuel prices will lead to higher costs for transportation, food, and other goods and services. As a result, inflation is projected to rise to 3.5% in 2026, up from 1.1% in 2025. Amid these pressures, Belize's financial system remains strong and well capitalized. In 2025, domestic banks recorded a capital adequacy ratio of 17.9%, doubling the 9% minimum requirement. These high capital buffers are meant to absorb potential losses. In addition, the central bank's international reserves grew to $1.1 billion in 2025, strengthening Belize's ability to make external payments for essential imports and debt. For more details, visit centralbank.org.bz and read our latest annual report and upcoming public information notice. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
Kayo, we have exciting news for you. RFNG Life Insurance is now officially in your town. Now, you can visit our office to pay your life insurance premiums or speak to our dedicated agent, Mayeli, about securing your future with the right coverage.
Hi, my name is Mayeli Hoy, your designated agent here at RFNG Life in the Cayo District. I'm here to help you explore your options, answer your questions, and find the perfect policy for you and your loved one.
Whether you're looking for life insurance, critical illness coverage, or future saving plans, we've got you covered. Take the first step towards securing a stable and prosperous financial future for you and your family. RFNG Life Insurance, now in Cayo. Visit us today or call to schedule an appointment. Your future starts here.
You're all set. I'll swap out the water inlet valve and everything is running normally.
Amazing. So what will be the cost?
Oh, for you? There's no cost.
No cost? I'm flattered, but I'm actually married.
Oh no, nothing like that. It's actually part of our 1-year warranty policy.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Don't worry, it happens all the time.
Really?
No.
Belize's only full-service GE USA dealer. Full service, full warranty, full selection. GE Appliances. Good things for life. Available at Design Depot. All in one place.
Get ready Hey, Dangriga, something big is coming your way. Open Your Eyes Summerfest 2026 is heading to the culture capital, Dangriga. Join us on June 12th at 6:30 a.m. at the iconic Alejo Beni Park for a morning filled with energy, excitement, and pure talent. This year, it's all about the kids, from singing to dancing, poetry to performances. If they've got talent, we've got the stage. Bring out the entire family and come celebrate creativity, culture, and the future stars of Belize. Expect fun, music, surprises, and unforgettable moments. Don't miss it. Open Your Eyes Summerfest 2026, where young talent shines the brightest.
There is new leadership at the Belize Central Prison after George Gomez was named the new CEO of the Kobe Foundation by its board of directors. Gomez succeeds Virgilio Murillo, who has been working at the prison for the past 24 years. Gomez expressed his commitment to guiding the correctional facility, working alongside Kobe's staff and advancing rehabilitation programs aimed at helping inmates reintegrate successfully into society. The Ministry of Home Affairs and Enterprise, together with the Kobe Foundation's board, praised Murillo for his years of service, crediting his leadership with transforming the Belize Central Prison under Kobe's mission and vision. Under his stewardship, the prison shifted away from punitive approaches, emphasizing education, vocational training, and counseling programs designed to reduce recidivism and prepare inmates for life after incarceration. Murillo will continue to serve as special advisor to the board of directors. A targeted shooting in Unitedville quickly spiraled into a fast-moving police operation across the Cayo district. Investigators say gunmen fatally gunned down 43-year-old Alan Gungara before fleeing in a dark SUV, triggering an immediate, coordinated response from law enforcement. Within minutes, tactical teams were on the road, tracking the suspects and intercepting them near Roaring Creek Village. The dramatic stop led to multiple detentions and the recovery of 2 firearms believed to be tied to the killing. Tonight, police are exploring possible links to the drug trade, even as Gungara's family grapples with his sudden violent death. ASP Stacey Smith explains how officers were able to move so quickly and close in on the suspects.
Police have detained 7 individuals, being 6 males and 1 female, in relation to an ongoing investigation into the murder of 43-year-old Alan Gungara of Unitedville Village. The investigation commenced on Tuesday, 19 May 2026 at around 9:07 p.m. when information was received of shots being fired in Unitedville Village. Officers responded where upon their arrival, they observed the unresponsive body of Mr. Gungara, which exhibited gunshot wounds. A vehicle of interest was identified, and this information was disseminated to the Roaring Creek Police, as well as the tactical operational units of the department, namely the GI3, the Special Patrol Unit, and the Mobile Interdiction Unit. Consequently, a operation was launched. This proved successful as during the course of that operation, the vehicle of interest was intercepted and 2 weapons, being 2 9mm pistols, along with a number of 9mm rounds, were recovered, and these firearms were believed to have been in the custody of those individuals. What I will say is that we believe that this incident is drug related. As a matter of fact, a review of the scene led to the discovery of a number or a quantity of suspected drugs, being crack cocaine and cannabis, which were in the hand of the deceased male person.
Police are now working to determine if the two 9mm pistols recovered were used in the shooting, as authorities prepare to bring multiple charges against those detained. Police in Orange Walk are investigating a heartbreaking traffic death involving a toddler. Authorities say a 1-year-old boy lost his life after he was accidentally run over by his own father at their home in Indian Creek Village on Monday night. Initial reports indicate the child was stuck as the father was pulling out of the yard. Unaware the toddler was behind the vehicle. Police launched an investigation and say the case file is before the Director of Public Prosecutions for further direction.
Police are investigating the death of 1-year-old Peter Wall, which occurred on 18th May 2026, sometime after 8:15 p.m. The investigation commenced on the aforementioned date and time when officers were advised that a child had succumbed to injuries that he sustained at his residence, which is located at Camp 53 in Indian Creek Village, Orange Walk District. What we have learned in the course of this investigation is that the father of the child reported that he had left his home and entered his vehicle, and it was when he was taken off that he was alerted by his wife, who was signaling that something had happened. He exited the vehicle and inspected it, where he observed that the child, young 1-year-old Peter, was struck by the vehicle and succumbed to the injuries. A file has since been compiled and sent to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution for the directives therefrom.
Peter Wall is the second child to have been run over in the last week. Police are still investigating the accident that led to the death of 9-year-old Vanessa Cowell in Red Bank Village. Traffic was backed up in Tea Kettle Village during lunchtime today after a motorcycle driver lost control of his bike near a curve between miles 52 and 53 on the George Price Highway. Assistant Commissioner of Police Gilberto Romero was one of the first on the scene. He quickly used his police-issued vehicle to block incoming traffic. Other police officers who were traveling through the village stopped to provide first aid treatment and guide the injured rider to the side of the road. Witnesses say the motorcyclist hit the curve at an extremely high speed and was not wearing a helmet. He suffered a catastrophic injury to the right leg and minor injuries to the head. After a little over 30 minutes waiting, ambulance arrived and rushed him to the Western Regional Hospital. Belize is taking action to tackle a growing road safety crisis. A new national helmet standards and regulation training program is now underway, aiming to improve how helmet laws are enforced across the country. The initiative kicked off today in the capital, bringing together transport officials and police officers for hands-on training. The push comes amid rising concern over the number of motorcyclists being killed or seriously injured, many without proper helmets. The program is led by the Department of Transport with support from the FIA Foundation and the Belize Automobile Touring Association. News 5's Brittany Gordon has more on this effort to save lives on the road.
Motorcycles are at the center of Belize's road deaths, making up nearly 4 in every 10 fatal crashes. The main killer, head injuries, often because riders aren't wearing helmets. Now the Ministry of Transport is stepping in. New helmet safety rules are rolling out, starting with today's launch of a national training program. Chief Transport Officer Leon Gentle says the push was fast-tracked as authorities race to curb rising deaths on the road.
You all are aware that helmets are mandatory use as it relates to our laws in Belize. Unfortunately, it does not tell you what type of helmet to use. And so you would find sometimes you have half helmets or bicycle helmets being used by motorcycle riders. I must proudly acknowledge that the Department of Transport and the Bureau of Standards pushed the entire team to the limits to accelerate the process of getting us to where we are here today.
The initiative began in August 2025 with an initial meeting with the Bureau of Standards to establish a national standard for protective motorcycle helmets. Current laws make helmets mandatory for all riders. However, many fail to adhere to the regulation. The program aims to teach riders why proper helmets matter, how to wear them correctly, and where to get the certified ones. The training kicked off in Belmopan. Mayor Pablo Kawich says as more motorcycles hit the road, this kind of training is essential.
The reality is that motorcycle riders are amongst the most vulnerable road users. A single accident can change or end a life within seconds. Proper helmet standards, public awareness, and effective enforcement are therefore not simply regulatory matters. They are life-saving measures. This training program represents a significant step forward for Belize. Over the next 2 days, participants will discuss the development and implementation of Belize's helmet standard, Belize Standard 31.
The training was created in partnership with the FIA Foundation, a UK-based charity organization committed to promoting safe, green and fair mobility.
Motorcycles have become, and also been mentioned, the riskiest mode of road travel today. According to the WHO status report, 30% of global road fatalities happen amongst riders and increased by a third since 2013. Southeast Asia suffers the most. Motorcycle fatalities represent 46% of all fatalities, but Americas are not really far behind. Fatalities are here at the level of 25%, and of course some countries seeing much higher statistics. Critical to note, motorcycle riders are most likely to die of head injuries, and this is frankly unacceptable because there are solutions to prevent that.
Officials say requiring internationally recognized helmet standards will help save lives and boost Belize's overall road safety efforts. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
A major drug bust in the north is once again putting the spotlight on Corozal as a key trafficking route. Police say a targeted intelligence-led operation Tuesday night in the Ramonal landing area of Pachacan village led to the discovery of 8 large sacks of packed with suspected cannabis. In total, officers seized more than 380 pounds of the drug, marking one of the latest blows in the ongoing fight against narcotics moving through the region.
Police have seized 382 pounds of cannabis following an intelligence-led operation that was conducted by officers attached to the Mobile Interdiction Unit. This operation was conducted on Tuesday, 19th May 2026 around 8:40 p.m. when that operational team conducting a search in the vicinity of Ramonal landing in Pachacan village, Corozal, which led to the discovery of 8 black bags which contain suspected cannabis weighing a total of 382 pounds. The drugs have since been deposited as found property.
Authorities say the operation is part of ongoing efforts to disrupt the flow of illegal drugs across the Belize-Mexico border. Still ahead, the immigration minister briefs the prime minister on missing funds, but the PM insists this is not corruption. So, really, what happened? But first, here's the weather forecast from the National Meteorological Service.
Open Your Eyes is hitting the road once again for our country tour. Join us live at 6:30 a.m. from Ella's School Spot in beautiful Hopkins Village for an exciting morning filled with culture, delicious food, entertainment, and so much more. Get ready to experience the vibrant spirit of Hopkins as we showcase the people, flavors, tradition that makes the village so special. Don't miss the start of our 2026 country tour, starting at Hopkins Village, only on Open Your Eyes.
In Belize, change is taking shape every day. It all starts with Game Changers. Investing in modern transport, better health infrastructure, renewable power for all, digital transformation, and more opportunities for a brighter future, the European Union's Global Gateway Initiative is unlocking new potential. Game Changers are bringing this to life. Game Changers, empowering the future. Follow the EU in Belize to meet the Game Changers.
Focus is not for us to collect it while it arrives at shore.
Arsenic, copper, cobalt, cadmium, zinc, iron, mercury, and a bunch of them. So with this report, we are doing an economic impact of sargassum to the tourism sector.
The coordination is really taken at a national scope, and we do this through that sargassum task force.
There have been actions that have been taken, and we will continue to take those actions towards mitigating sargassum collection and the landing of sargassum. We have identified it as a national priority.
Welcome to Belize Travel Beat, the pulse of Belizean tourism.
Immigration Minister Karim Musa has now briefed Prime Minister John Bersenio on missing funds within the Immigration Department. But the Prime Minister is refuting claims of corruption, insisting this is something else entirely. According to him, the issue comes down to theft, allegedly carried out by an employee who tried to outsmart the system. Here's how he explained it.
I don't think that's a case of corruption, that's a case of theft. And the minister gave us a short report in cabinet, and I can't speak too much about it because we're doing an investigation, but it seems that an employee was quite smart in trying to in issuing out receipts and then cancelling the receipts and holding on to the money. But I really don't want to go too much into it.
The opposition says the fish is rotting from the top, in a sense.
I'm going to be kind to the opposition. I'm not going to respond to that.
As we reported, the ministry has called for a detailed audit as the investigation moves forward. The push for a public sex offenders registry is gaining momentum at the highest level of government. Cabinet has now thrown its full support behind Special Envoy for Families and Children, Rossana Bersenio, and her call to make that registry a reality. Prime Minister John Bersenio says it's more than just a proposal. The Office of the Attorney General is already working to bring it to life. For the Prime Minister, it's a matter of protecting families and strengthening accountability. He shared what came out of Tuesday's cabinet discussion and why he believes the move is necessary.
I think it's something that time has come. There has been one, but it has not been public. In cabinet, we brought it up, and everybody immediately jumped and said, yes, we support the special envoy. I don't think they want to be on her wrong side, I guess. But on a serious note, it's something that's necessary. And of course, there are certain tiers of reporting that has to be done, and the Attorney General brought it up, and everybody said, please proceed, we support.
How do you think it will benefit children? Or how do you think it would further protect or benefit children?
Well, if you know that there's a predator in your community, and then you see that person by the corner shop and you send your children there, obviously you should be able to give us another layer of protection.
Belize already has a sex offender registry maintained by the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Police Department, but it is not accessible to the public. The debate over the HPV vaccine is intensifying, but Cabinet is standing firm. Despite pushback from Catholic diocesan schools, the government says it will continue rolling out its national school-based HPV vaccination program, framing it as a critical step in protecting the health of women, girls, and children. At Tuesday's Cabinet meeting, the issue took center stage. In a statement, officials underscored that the vaccine helps guard against cervical cancer and other HPV-related diseases, conditions that remain a serious public health concern in Belize. Today, Prime Minister John Bersenio weighed in, adding his voice to a discussion that's quickly gaining national attention.
Why do you want to put me in trouble with my wife? No, but seriously, on a serious note. Again, we brought it up in Cabinet and we're very concerned. But we are supporting our young women, our young girls and women to have access to this vaccine, and it is protecting them against cervical cancer, so we do support them.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness continues to offer the HPV vaccine for free through school programs and health centers nationwide, mainly targeting children between ages 10 and 14. A new political clash is brewing over the future of health care funding, and tonight, the Prime Minister is responding. Opposition leader Tracy Panton is taking aim at the proposed National Health Insurance Authority bill, warning it could mean new contributions from members, what she calls an added burden on working Belizeans. But Prime Minister John Bersenio isn't having it. He says the proposal is long-term and not designed to hit people's pockets anytime soon. As the debate heats up, we're asking, how will this plan impact future health care, and who will ultimately pay for it?
And I wish that the leader of the opposition would do her work and understand, because she was explaining what is the whole rationale. The rationale for that is more for the future, it's not right now. NHI is providing primary health care. And when you see some people saying, I go to NHI and I pay $2, because the government, through the taxpayers and through the Bolido, where this year I think we put about $20 million into NHI to help to pay for that. But in the future, thinking years down, once it is properly operating and running, we could look at probably providing even more services like secondary and tertiary services. And we believe that if we can do that and we could pool everybody's monies of those that are participating in that, then they will be able to, then there's going to be a small charge. And that's what they do in other countries, like for instance, like Costa Rica. Looking at the Costa Rica model, the workers pay something and then they could get added services, added medical services. I know that the insurance companies in Belize have been looking at how they could partner with government, and as opposed to them sending people abroad for services, that they could probably get it here at a fraction of the cost. And or people at NHI have been looking at that opportunity, that maybe later on in the future, then we can level up or go up the services that we want to provide. So it has nothing to do that we're going to put people a tax on people right now for the primary health care services that we are offering at almost free under the NHI.
The bill is set for debate in early June in the House of Representatives. After the break, the race to 2027 is already heating up, and the political battle lines are being drawn.
was built by people, neighbors helping neighbors, standing side by side with those who trust us to protect what matters most and help build our communities. Being there when needed most. Across borders, across generations. Still growing, still giving, still just getting started. After 185 years.
Every day, we access energy for cooling, lighting, and powering our electrical appliances and devices at work and at home. During cooler months, we rely less on cooling appliances such as fans and air conditioners. However, during warmer months, as the temperature and humidity rises, we use more energy to cool our spaces, and our appliances and electrical devices work harder than they do during the rest of the year. When the months become hotter, let's all practice energy conservation. Here are a few changes that you can make to manage your energy use. Check that all appliances and electrical devices are working efficiently. Turn lights off when not in the room. Unplug chargers, appliances when not in use. Turn off fans and TVs. Use energy-saving light bulbs such as LEDs. And look for the Energy Star products when purchasing appliances and electrical devices. These easy changes can reduce energy use and costs. You can also monitor your energy use during the month by reading your meter and calculating the reading using BEL's bill calculator on our mobile app or by visiting our website. Let's all save energy.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progresso, Belize City, Orange Walk, and more on the way. We're bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
To leave everything you've got on this stage. Mark your calendar and get camera ready. Auditions are June 6 and 7 from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. At a Greater Belize, Leisure Studios and Coney Drive, Belize City. Hey. Selected contestants will enter the KTV Season 8 competition, and the lucky winner will go home with a 10,000 grand prize. This is your moment.
Over the past 5 years, Digi has invested more than $17 million to revolutionize Belize's digital future. Our advanced 4G LTE network and expanded fiber infrastructure have empowered vital road arteries, connected the farthest valleys and fertile farmlands, linked the bustling cities to the remote keys, and brought cutting-edge connectivity to schools, businesses, healthcare centers, and tourist destinations.
fueling economic growth, enhancing education, and strengthening communities across the nation. By choosing Digi, you're leading Belize's digital transformation, bridging distances, opening opportunities, and empowering every corner of our beautiful country. Connect with Digi. Empower Belize.
Municipal elections are slated for March 2027, and things are heating up between the two major parties. The United Democratic Party has yet to announce its slates and says it will strike when the iron is hot. But the People's United Party is not holding back. Today, Prime Minister John Bersenio announced that the party will endorse the current Orange Walk Town Council and that there will be a convention in Belize City. And all eyes are on the old capital, where 3 individuals are reportedly eyeing the mayoral seat. Deputy Mayor Elude Miller has been endorsed by Mayor Bernard Wagner, while reports suggest that both former Deputy Mayor Alan Pollard and City Administrator Candace Pitts also expressed interest in becoming the party's mayoral candidate in Belize City.
The National Executive met on Monday, and we went through all of that. And we have many of the present councillors that are going to run again. We're going to have some conventions in some areas, quite likely in Orange Walk Town. We may not. Orange Walk Town has been very successful as a council. We don't see any problems there. In Belize City, I don't expect any hostilities. I know about 2 young men that are considering in running, and I think they're excellent choices for Belize City. So whichever one was to emerge as the next mayoral candidate, I think Belize City is going to be in good hands.
In this press conference, did you not realize that there is a foreshadowing, right? And so my response to you there, that the UDP gearing up like you said, and we're ready, and the names are being floated around. However, we are a party that strikes when the iron is hot. And so as much as I want you to poke me and get me to act when you're ready, we will do so after we have all our ducks in a row and we're ready to do so strategically in each municipality.
The United Democratic Party also revealed that its municipal slates will prioritize youth representation. Mayor Earl Trapp is sounding the alarm over alleged voter fraud in San Ignacio and Santa Elena. It's a long-running issue in the Twin Towns that has now landed in the magistrate's court. But with only a few months left before the municipal elections, Mayor Trapp is calling on the Elections and Boundaries Department to be more vigilant. Here's how he described the issue.
In 2024 municipal elections, I defeated the PUP candidate in all 3 polling areas that makes up the Twin Towns, 72, 73, and 76. 1 year later, during the 2025 general elections, polling area 73 recorded an extraordinary increase of over 1,056 new votes cast. 1,056, just a year after. To put this in perspective, polling area 72 increased by 15%. And when I spoke to a political analyst and an election observer, he said that 15% is the norm. Polling area 76 increased by 9%, while polling area 73 increased by a little over 65%, which is 1,000 additional votes in just 1 year. One example shows the scale of concern. Just before January 2024 registration deadline, 18 new voters were registered at a single 2-bedroom residence on Orion Street. 18. Those 18 individuals carried 15 different surnames, most of them teenagers and young adults. The same address, during the official transfer period in July and August, later received 16 additional voter transfers.
Mayor Trapp will be contesting the upcoming municipal election in a bid for his 5th term in office. There's a health update tonight on Foreign Affairs Minister Francis Fonseca. 2 weeks after undergoing heart surgery, Fonseca remains in recovery. But Prime Minister John Briceño says the signs are encouraging. He's been in regular contact with the minister and reports that his recovery is going as expected. As for when he'll return to duties, the Prime Minister made it clear Fonseca's health comes first.
The last time that I spoke with him, I messaged him and he's doing well, he's getting better. I went to see him on a Friday after the surgery and he looked quite relaxed, and I was kind of joking with him that maybe, some of us should be able to at least put you to sleep for 3 days and could relax or leave it to. But he's doing well, and actually I'm hoping I can do a quick visit with him.
Where do you...
Well, we don't know yet. I think it's what I'm telling him. His health comes first. Once he feels that he's in a position to come back to work, he's welcome. We certainly need his help.
Minister Fonseca underwent a triple bypass procedure at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital a few weeks ago. A bad knee or a bad back? Prime Minister John Briceño says former Minister of Agriculture Jose Mai is suffering from both. Today he gave us an update on Mai's condition. We also asked when Mai's return is expected. Here's what he had to say.
What has happened is that when then he went to see the doctor said the first thing they need to do is the knee, because he was walking sideways. So if you do anything with your back and you're still walking sideways, you're not doing anything. So they have to fix his knees first, and that's what they have done.
You saw him walking sideways because we didn't.
He did, of course, he used to walk like sideways. Well, the doctors, the professionals can, unless you're a doctor. I mean, you can talk, but the doctors are the ones that came up with that. They say that they have to do the knees first, and then they will look at the back. But again, the back, I think everybody's afraid for surgery for your back.
So when can we expect his return to cabinet?
And that's a decision that we're going to decide in the future now.
6 months have passed since Mai resigned from his ministerial post at the Ministry of Agriculture. Up next, 6 months later, a life-saving domestic violence reform is still on hold. The law is passed, the need is urgent. So why hasn't it been activated?
The future is calling. Belize Bank, your future, our commitment.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology. It's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter, smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights, distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Life moves fast. Your connection should keep up. Need more credit? More data? A flex bundle that fits your lifestyle? With Smart Prepaid, they're a prepaid option for every lifestyle and budget, making it easy to stay connected wherever you are. Because with Smart Prepaid, you can connect on your terms. Purchase credit, data, flex bundles, prepaid plans, and all your favorite prepaid services at any Smart agent, Smart showroom, or simply dial *100 key. No stress, no waiting, just fast, easy, convenient ways to stay connected every day. Smart Prepaid. Connect on your terms.
Six months later, a life-saving promise is still sitting on the shelf. Back in November 2025, lawmakers made headlines with sweeping changes to strengthen protections for survivors of domestic violence. Two key pieces of legislation: the Justices of the Peace Amendment Bill and the Domestic Violence Amendment Bill were hailed as urgent, practical tools to close a dangerous gap in the system. When courts close, the plan was to have trained senior JPs step in and issue emergency protection orders on the spot, giving victims up to 72 hours of immediate safety. But the system to make it work hasn't kicked in. Survivors are still left exposed, especially after hours when help matters most. So what's holding it up, and when will it finally be fixed? News 5's Brittany Gordon takes a closer look at why a measure designed to save lives is still waiting to be switched on.
Three lives taken far too soon. In October 2025, Belizeans were left shaken after a brutal killing shocked the nation. 35-year-old Angelita Magana, her 6-year-old son, Tishan Godoy, and her 17-year-old daughter, Sharia Magana, died when Angelita's former partner, Francisco Godoy, set their home on fire, just days after getting bail for rape and domestic violence charges. The flame took all 3 victims and the man who set the flame.
She was always a good mom to her children. She gave them love and took care of them. Her children grew up with a lot of love. Her daughter, Shadia, was a girl who, likewise, received love from her mom, and she was very respectful. The boy was also very kind and respectful.
Godoy was out on bail, and Magana feared for her life. She tried to get a restraining order, but the court was closed for the weekend. Weeks later, the government pushed through new laws to let trained senior JPs issue emergency 72-hour protection orders when courts aren't open. But months on, that power still isn't active. Authorities are still recruiting and training JPs.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to Belize.
President of the Association of Justices of the Peace, Adrian Danny Madrid, says that's why the rollout is taking so long.
We have over 3,000 JPs in the country. Well, not as much as, we don't have that much senior JPs, because you have to be a JP for 10 years before you can be appointed a senior JP. And now this Act is asking the violence, domestic violence Act is asking that you have to have 5 years experience as a senior justice of the peace. So it makes it even harder.
Madrid says applicants must have at least 5 years experience as a senior JP, or a minimum of 15 years serving as a JP. Additionally, applicants cannot have a criminal record. He shared that these requirements were put in place due to the sensitivity of the application.
We will be able to sign that document and arraign the person immediately. We don't have to wait for the magistrate. We don't have to wait until Monday. And we're thinking about things like this happen mostly on weekends when the magistrate court is closed. So we're trying our best to deal with it, to have it work. So we're appealing to our senior JPs who have more than 5 years experience. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid, because you have the protection from the police and from the law.
Accepted applicants will undergo training on domestic abuse and from the Attorney General's ministry. Magania's family recalls numerous incidents with her abuser, despite several attempts to distance herself from him.
The problem she had with that person. She always told me, you know, I'm going to give my report to see what they tell me. She always came with us and told us that it wasn't work time, that they weren't working, that they didn't take her report. She always came with that. She tried everything to keep the man from approaching her, but well, they didn't pay attention.
If enough JPs cannot meet the criteria to apply, the government is considering lowering the years of experience needed as a senior JP. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
The current plan is to train 10 senior JPs in the Belize district and 5 in each of the remaining districts. Belize is making a bold push into the digital economy. Today, government and international partners launched Talent Up Belize, a program aimed at training young people within demand tech skills and opening doors to higher paying jobs. With a youthful population, leaders say the initiative could transform the workforce, boost innovation, and help Belize compete globally.
It is about positioning Belize for the future by investing in our people, strengthening our workforce, expanding opportunities, and ensuring Belize remains competitive in an increasingly digital and technologically driven global economy. Around the globe, economies are being reshaped by automation, artificial intelligence. I know some people back there making fun of me about artificial intelligence, that I need to know more about artificial intelligence, but that's what we have. The young people could teach me, like myself. Cloud computing, cybersecurity, and digital innovation. According to global estimates, almost 50% of all employees will require reskilling by 2027. That's next year, 2027, due to the pace of technological advancements. And at the same time, digital and technology-related jobs continue to be amongst the fastest growing professions globally.
The IDB's country strategy for the next 4 years in Belize aims two key outcomes. Among them, Belizean readiness and access to the labor market and the government digital transformation. These are priorities reflected in the IDB's ongoing support to Belize's BPO sector, an industry that employs approximately 20,000 Belizeans. Last week, the Cabinet approved the launch of the Global Digital Service, and today, Talent App brings an additional layer to that effort by helping building the digital skills needed for the sector's next stage of growth.
Prime Minister John Bersenio says investing in people and technology is key to securing Belize's place in an increasingly competitive global economy. Before we leave you, here's tonight's viewer's voice. On our first story, new fuel hikes hits unevenly across the country. Cock Jonathan commented, "The question media houses should be asking is, when was the last time we actually saw a decrease at the pumps under this government? Every time fuel prices go up, we hear the same explanation. It's because of the war. Understood. Global events do affect fuel prices. But before the war even started, when did we ever see meaningful reductions? I honestly don't remember seeing fuel prices go down in a way that truly benefited ordinary people." Turning to PM Bersenio rejects corruption claims in immigration funds probe. Roberto R. Garcia shared, "Someone above has to authorize for the cashier or collecting agent's code be able to delete receipts. Imagine how long ago this must have been happening. Seems like there is no supervision and management in the immigration department. You mean money is slipping through the cracks on a daily basis and no one notices?" And finally, on new CEO takes charge at Belize Central Prison as era ends. Tony Ayuso shared, "Mr. Murillo, enjoy your retirement, sir. You taught me a lot when I was serving under you for 12 years under your command. All the best." Thank you for engaging with us online. Your voices shape the national conversation. Keep those comments coming and we'll continue to feature them right here. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.